the most important thing in the golf swing is to have the proper grip. The reason being is it's what attaches you to the club face. It's the only thing that controls that club face. So if you're going to spend some time working on anything, let's get the grip right.
The winner of the gold medal and the champion golfer of the year is Padraig Harrington.
You can go buy a training aid, you can buy molded grips that show you where your fingers should go and where your thumb should go. You can buy a skills.com, have one for like $10 or $15 that clips onto your club, so it can go on any club and works and will show you where your thumbs and your fingers go. I'm going to explain to you now where they go, but those things are quite good because it can be difficult to change a grip. And I got a great tip back in the day about if you are trying to change your hands on the club face, it can be so awkward. You're best doing it without a golf ball, first of all. Do it in front of the TV. And it's also helpful to actually change the actual physical grip on your club at the time you're changing your grip, because it will be a new sensation. So just to get away from the old feeling. So change your grip, do it in front of the TV, make sure you've got plenty of mobility. That's all we're looking for in a grip. We're looking for the ability to lift the club up and down and to move it side to side, and figures of eights as well, okay? Circles back and forth, or all the directions, okay? That's all what a good grip is, that you can, and look, my grip hasn't moved. When I've done all those movements, my hands are still in the same place. That's the sign of a good grip. Years ago, to get a good grip, we used to hit 3 or 5 shots in a row and make sure our hands didn't move. So we didn't re-grip between those shots. Sometimes you stick a bit of grass or a leaf in between your fingers here to make sure that your hands aren't coming loose, okay? Even though some of the top players in the world at impact will have hands like this. I think Phil Mickelson, VJ have all had big release. Obviously Phil would be the other way. So, but we do need a good grip to start off with so that we know where that club face is. So what are we talking about? Essentially, it's more in the fingers than what people think. So a lot of people would grip the club in the palm of their hand. Now, if you grip the club in the palm of the hand, it has the ability to slide like this. Now, if it's sliding like this, you're going to wear a hole in your glove. It's going to cost you money, so it's worth your while to change this. It's meant to be much lower in the fingers so that you have the ability to move that club and your wrist like so. If you put it in the palm, when I try and move that, it's my elbow is going to do the movement, whereas if I put it in the fingers, my elbow can lock out much straighter and I can move the club, whereas again in the palm I'm more likely to use that joint. We want to use this joint again, going back to our physics. We want that lever as far away in this point. That will give us more speed than if we're using just that lever, okay? So all in the fingers. So I would recommend grip it with just those middle fingers there, even the bottom 3 fingers like so. Then put your forefinger and your thumb on, and last put the belly of the hand, I suppose the butt here of your hand onto it. So that's so don't grip it with the palm of your hand first of all. Grip it with the lower 3 fingers, then your forefinger and thumb, and then eventually the palm of your hand wraps around. Now what you will tend to see, if you were looking down, you could see 2.5 knuckles. It's up to you what you feel is good on the left hand side. You will see on tour some grips will be strong and there's more weak grips coming on tour now. So that's not so important. It's what feels comfortable. The main thing is your fingers have got it, so you have that flexibility in your wrists, okay? Down there, thumb on, okay, and then the palm, okay? The thumb is just ever so slightly this side of the center of the shaft, like so, with pressing there, okay? I have a short thumb, some people have a long thumb. That's again personal preference. Now the right hand, very similar again. As we know, if I pick up this ball here and I want to have the best wrist action I can have, I'm going to hold it in my fingers. You'd never see somebody throwing a baseball from there, would you? So why would you hold a golf club in the palm of your hand? You'd hold it in your fingers. If you picked up a hammer, fingers. If you were trying to hammer something, if you were trying to get action, you would use your fingers. It's always fingers for everything. open up a door handle. You would never use the palm of your hand as the first point of contact, which is very obvious, as I said. If we were going to throw the ball, which is, as we know from other videos, it's the same as a golf swing. It's your fingers are the last point of release. You wouldn't have it in the palm of your hand. You'd have nothing. So we want it more in the fingers. So fingers, pad goes on, and this one we're going to use the lifeline of your hand here, and we're going to press it onto the thumb and then wrap around our fingers. Okay, so watch. We're going to, well, I'm actually going to put the fingers on, sorry, first, and then I'm going to press that on. So that at the start anyway, there's a certain amount of pressure in that, on that thumb from the lifeline of your right hand in there. Fingers, and then press on. I have an overlap grip. I have no problem if you use a baseball grip, and certainly we've been told that juniors and seniors usually have a bit more speed, but the further your hands are apart, generally the wilder you're going to be. I use a one finger overlap. You can use the Interlock, which was Jack Nicklaus. I've actually started using a double finger overlap, like so. This has given me a little bit more speed, because this is personal to me. When I double finger overlap, I only use it on my driver, it helps me get my right elbow underneath more. So personally, and that's a better position for me to create speed, because I tend to wing out this arm in my backswing. So I tend to use a double finger overlap. So it's up to you to experience which one is most comfortable for you. But the main thing is your fingers go on, then the pad presses into that position. These fingers here, they're used for feel. It's not really, these fingers aren't applying power, but they do a lot to apply sensitivity to where that club face is. So that's why those fingers are there. They really are helping you know where your club face are. And even the guys who do let go of the club, they still keep that finger on there, and it's really a guidance system. So you have it there in the fingers of both hands. If you look at it like that, wrapped on top, gives me plenty of mobility. The right thumb is slightly over to this side. This is functional. You can work with a weak right arm. You cannot play good golf with this grip. If your right hand is under, you will hit the first couple of shots good, and then you're ruined for the rest of your life. Do not try and play golf with this grip. It works once, and that's it. Twice, maybe for a week, but after that you're done for. You must work with the club, with the grip, at least on top. Some will be over, but I recommend just nice and neutral. And again, plenty of ability to waggle, okay? You can learn that grip in any book. It's not hard. You can buy the molded grips, but you've got to do a little bit of work to get that club, as I said, all in those fingers, okay? That will give you the best ability for your hands and then your wrists by extension of that to function properly in the golf swing and give you all the options of hitting every shot.